Hey y'all, so this is PB Nation, and guess what? We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. Actually, we're not in Las Vegas today. I flew into Vegas yesterday, and Jeff Rowe here, the Green Boys, are cutting loose. Amy told us to party like it's 1994. So far, we haven't had the cops called on us yet, so we're not living up to that. So anyway, so we're in Vegas, and actually we came in to see U2, and a lot of people don't believe this, but it's the biggest Christian band there is in the world. People are like, well, I hear Bono, he drops the F-bomb every once in a while. Well, does that not make him a Christian or not? Or, who cares? That's up to him. And, a lot of times that's cultural with those people. But anyway, I wanted to do this special PB because we're down here in Boulder City, and over here to my left is the Hoover Dam. It's just a stone's throw. There's people down here doing hiking and everything, and then over here to the right is Boulder City, Nevada, and behind me, hopefully you can see Lake Mead. Now, Lake Mead is really cool. I love being up here. This is my third visit to where are we at? We're on the dam. This is my
Hoover Dam.
Hoover Dam. This is my third visit to Hoover Dam. I really like it up here. Change of environment. I love the desert. It is a little chilly today. It's actually warmer in Louisiana than it is here. And matter of fact, when we were coming down out of Boulder City, our ears started to pop. The elevation was changing from Las Vegas to Lake Mead. So what's interesting about Lake Mead is that Lake Mead is actually, it feeds the oasis of Las Vegas. Okay, the water, that they get from here is the water that we use in Las Vegas, and then also the Hoover Dam provides energy, the energy that it generates, feeds this whole area. And they've actually, I haven't been in 10 years or so, but I believe they've actually used to be a 2-lane highway that you could drive across the dam, and I believe they've closed that off permanently now. So we'll get to walk across the dam, and that was a post 9/11 decision that the government did, because it's a pretty big deal. So then, and then if you look over here off to the right, if you look to the right of Lake Mead, well, over there on the other side, that's Arizona, and it's a different time zone. So we got Mountain Time Zone over there, and we've got, is it Western? I don't know what it is. California time zone here. So your head gets a little bit lightheaded even when you get into California stuff. That's a joke. I'm sorry. But I wanted to use Lake Mead as an illustration. And when we talk about time, okay, some of you know I like to talk about time a lot. In Genesis, it says, as long as the earth remains, there will be seed time and harvest. And what that means is that we'll have a spring, we'll have a summer, we'll have a fall, but we also have a winter. And a lot of us, we don't think of winter as being very fruitful, but winter is very, very fruitful. Winter is, let me go with spring. Spring is a time when we plant, and the summer is a time when things are grow. We water and nurture what we plant, and then fall is harvest time. Of course, we bring in the harvest and everything, and we actually winter is a season of storage. And what the Lord has shown me about that is that, and the reason why we have these seasons is so that we can eat. It's very practical and very basic, okay? And there are spiritual seasons we go through, but I want to talk about the winter season, because this winter season we have is a time that we store up from the harvest. We take what we have from the harvest and we store it up. And I was actually thinking about the 10 young virgins and how they had their oils, and they didn't foolishly burn their oils. They had it stored up waiting for the bridegroom to come, right? So I believe there's something there. I still need to dig a little bit deeper in it. But winter is a season of storage also for resources. Because when we think about it, if you were to eat corn, you would eat some corn and you would store some corn for planting. Okay? It's also a season for storing water. And what's interesting about Lake Mead is that you don't see it, but the Colorado River that goes through, that comes from the Rockies, goes all the way through the Grand Canyon, and the Grand Canyon's just right over there to our right in Arizona. And actually, we just heard a helicopter take off earlier, so they're doing helicopter tours today. But the Colorado River runs all the way through the Grand Canyon, comes into Lake Mead, and then goes over here to the dam, keeps going south. So when you look at Lake Mead, think about this. Where does that water come from? Well, it comes from the mountains. What happens is, and Jeff was telling me that snow caps were really, did you say there was a lot of snow?
They were pretty heavy.
It was pretty heavy snow on the mountains this season. And when spring starts to come, that water melts all the way down to the river, and it comes to the Colorado River, and we've got this dam over here, so we've stored up all this water over here in Lake Mead, you know, to meet our needs over here in this part of the country. So when you look at it, when you think about it, that was snow at one point, and we're in the desert. All that out there was snow. Now it does rain occasionally here in this area, and what's interesting about when it rains in Nevada, they treat rain the same way we treat snow in Louisiana and Florida and in the South. They don't know how to drive in the rainstorms like we don't know how to drive in the snow. I've been here when it's rained real bad, and the news people have been on, and they're like, be careful, it's raining. And I'm thinking, it ain't that bad. I mean, you know, we learn how to drive in tropical storms and hurricanes sometimes, you know, when need to be, but that's just the way we are, and they don't get a lot of rain here. So they do get rain, but not as much. Not enough to fill up the lake. So all of that resource has been stored up. It's all come from snow. It's all come from, not all of it, but most of the majorities come from the snow in the mountains and all the way down. So I thought that was really neat that when you look at it, you know, that was snow at one point. And here we are in the desert. And yes, it is chilly. I think it was 46 this morning when we woke up around 6 o'clock. It's supposed to be a high of 69. Again, the elevation is higher, so that makes things a little bit cooler for us also. And there's no humidity here, so forget all that. So that's my very special report today video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And we're going to go down to the dam and do a dam tour. And then later on this evening, we're going to go see U2 and be back on an airplane very early in the morning. So we don't know if we're going to get any sleep tonight. There's not much we like to do here. We don't like to gamble and all that crazy stuff. So look, you guys be encouraged, be blessed, and have a great day.